for life. Something that a book, something that a school could never have taught me. Life taught me.
I wake up half past 5, thank God I'm still alive. Start seeing flashing lights, I guess it's time to shine. It's time to start my day, first thing I do is pray. He says you make a way, just know you'll be
champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always, and we getting ready to roll down. You know, we gonna give you the scoop. We gonna give you the scoops. We got plenty of scoops here today, guys. But I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Give you champagne wishes, caviar dreams. But how you feel, man? How you feel?
I'm ready to get into it, Book. I'm ready to get into it. We had a great weekend. I got to chop it up with you on Saturday for the road games. The road games were a big accomplishment from my perspective. Congratulations to everybody who competed. And you'll be able to see, the road games, I guess, here in the next couple months, perhaps, on this channel as things get ready. But I'm like you. We were talking before. I recovered I didn't compete in the road games, but my body told me that I did. My mind was competing in the road games. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I needed to take a little siesta yesterday.
Yeah, my knees was hurting like crazy, just from standing up all day. I walking and back and forth. I'm like, man, I had to hit good thing my wife got this new machine here at the house, man. I put a little time in this morning. I feel much better, man. I feel much better after been on the machine for a little while. But no, man, it was a long day. It was a long day. But guys, get ready for something special. Road games is something special. It's not going to be the first time we're going to do this. We're going to be doing this many, many more times. And we do want you guys to be a part of the next road games. You hear about it, guys. Make sure you go to Reality of Wrestling and sign up and get down here and be a part of it. It's one day. One day we got it all filmed and shot in one day. So guys, next time you hear about the road games, come be a part of it. Females, all the ladies out there, next time you guys hear about the road games, make sure you sign up. We do need your representation to be a part of this special event.
And speaking of special events, it's coming right up May the 11th. Reality Wrestling No Limits from the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. A couple of big names already announced for that. You want to tell the people who they can expect to see?
Yeah. From NXT, Lexus King, he's going to be making his first appearance at Reality of Wrestling going down on the 11th, as well as Top Dollar. I'm going to be making from Impact. They call it Impact. No, TNA. From TNA, right? TNA. I forgot they went back to the old name from TNA. Top Dollar, former WWE star as well. Going to be making his way inside the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena as well. I just got a call from the Bollywood boys, man. They want to be there too. Bollywood boys say, man, I called them and I asked them if they wanted to be a part of it. They told me they had a booking, but the booking fell through. And they say, man, if we can get on, we love to get on. So if the Bollywood boys, we can get these guys a flight. I'm gonna see how much the flight is coming from Vancouver. If they're right, we might get the Bollywood boys in as well. We'll see on that.
Little international Vancouver. I don't know, man. It might be expensive ticket.
Beautiful place, man. Beautiful place, man. Vancouver, one of the most beautiful places you're ever going to go to in Canada, man. Got a chance to go Chinook fishing in Vancouver.
What the hell
Man,
does that mean?
What a beautiful place. Chinook. I think they live up to 100 years old. They're like a prehistoric fish. Grows up to be like, I don't know, huge. We actually hooked one on the trip, and it was so big. We were in like, little buoys, like little small boats. It was so big, it was pulling the boat.
Whoa.
That's how
So
strong.
how much do these things weigh?
I guess they can grow. They grow really big. I'm not sure of the weight limitation because they're not like really fat or anything. They're mostly long, you know.
I'm
But
looking them up
they're
now. They're
huge
huge.
fish. You look it up, Chinook. Look it
They're
up.
huge
You'll see.
fish. I mean,
Yeah.
they look a little intimidating. If I'm
Menacing,
being
very
honest.
menacing fish. Yeah, very menacing. Yeah.
If I'm being
I
honest,
had,
look at
such, I
this.
had such a great time, man, in Vancouver. I recommend anybody, if they're looking for some vacation. Yeah, that's Chinook right there.
I'm not playing with that.
Yeah, seriously. Mean monster fish. Anybody looking for some vacation time, Vancouver would definitely be the spot. I recommend it.
Vancouver, Canada. Well, May 11th, again, no limits. Top Dollar is going to be in the building. AJ Francis, obviously, and Lexus King. Lexus King
Yeah.
making his reality
Superstar Lexus King. He's a TV star. He's not just star. He's TV. He's superstar, TV star. He's all that. So I'm looking forward to getting Lexus King in. I spent a lot of time with Lexus in NXT, and he's a guy that I really feel like he's going to make that move to the next level just because he's sitting on a learning tree. He's smart. The guys that's smart, they come and say, "Hey, Book, you mind, getting with me and going on?" Yeah, I got you. I got your back. Lexus King is one of those guys who definitely is under the learning tree. Javon Evans, he's another kid. I don't know if you saw Javon Evans take on Ilya Dragunov. Hell of a match by this young kid, young 19-year-old sensation. I want to get that kid in reality of wrestling just so he can show the reality of wrestling stars, man. This young OG, that's what they call him, the young OG. You guys better step up your game, man. You better step up your game because the young OG might be coming to reality of wrestling soon.
Yeah, he had a great, match there with Ilya Dragunov. Very athletic. Yeah, the guy's very athletic. He kind of do anything.
He looks so smooth and so fluent, in his motions. It seems like it takes no effort for him to pull off some of those maneuvers that he does, and it's awkward at the same time. And Ilya Dragunov played his role very, very well, and they went out there and they had a hell of a match. Young kid got, literally on-the-job training on last Tuesday night. He really did.
Well, NXT, there was some big news that came out about NXT here just this morning. I know you've been doing a radio tour all morning, so you might not have.
Man. I've been busy. I haven't seen anything.
You might not have seen it, but it is official. June the 9th, 2024, NXT Battleground will be emanating from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada.
June 9th. June 9th.
June the 9th.
Damn it. I had a booking that day.
Well,
it just came out today.
That came out this morning, yes.
Man, I got to call my man and tell him I ain't going to be able to make it now. Damn it. That's another story.
Well, that's another story.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to going to the Apex. I'm looking forward to going to the Apex. I'm looking forward to going to Vegas. I am looking forward to that. I'm just not looking forward to letting a friend down who I was supposed to be going to do some work for on June 9th. That's on a Sunday, right?
That's on a Sunday. Yes, the day after our show, I believe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but this is kind of, it's groundbreaking for a few reasons. One of which, though, this is the first time we've seen really an official collaboration between the UFC and WWE.
As well as I've been trying to get into the Apex for a minute.
Yeah, you've been wanting to go to the Apex.
Yeah, so remember we passed by it last time. That is right there. Hopefully, this could be something on a regular. Not just for NXT. We might just be taking some trips. You know what I mean? Fight nights. We need to cover all this stuff, man. We got to start covering all this stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting to the Apex and seeing exactly what I think it holds only 1,000 people or something like that.
That's what I read too. I read 1,000 people, which is still going to be a decent crowd.
Well,
wrestling.
The thing is, with the lighting and everything with WWE, they're going to bring in there and make that thing look really, really good. NXT looks great, so I can only imagine what it looked like. In there once they spice it up a little bit. They don't really spice the shows up for UFC. Guys just come out the back door, go straight to the ring. Yeah.
They have, though, in recent, remember, Michael Venom Page came out like The Undertaker recently, right? Didn't he have The Undertaker, like, intro?
That wasn't at the
During,
Apex though, right?
it wasn't at the Apex,
That's
but
what
I'm
I'm
saying
talking about. I'm talking
UFC
about
will
the
dress
Apex.
it up.
Apex, they don't, I mean, it's not that big in there. So,
I
just,
feel you.
I mean,
I think
we
that's big
can
news
see.
because we've seen before, Michael Chandler was on Monday Night Raw and cut a promo on Conor McGregor, but that's kind of the extent that we've seen of this TKO merger as far as the synergy between the UFC and the WWE. Now WWE running a show from a UFC building in Las Vegas is great. And here's the other thing, Book. Look, people are chirping on the internet. The venue for WrestleMania is not solidified. And with every day that passes, Vegas becomes more and more of a real thing. And perhaps this is the first taste we're seeing of that. I don't know.
Oh no, man! You
Big
just
Khan
seem like
said,
you look like you grasping at straws. Seem like you're just trying to
no,
make up something. It seem like you're just trying to
no.
wheel something into
Look,
existence. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to me. I mean, we're doing an NXT show now. Next thing you know, we're doing WrestleMania. I knew. Look here, I know it's some chirping out there. There's some chirping out
we'll
there
talk about it.
that Vegas is in the running for WrestleMania 41. I've heard it. I've heard it. I mean, I've heard the noise. We'll see if it happens. Me personally, you think I'm gonna be opposed to it? I would love
Hell
it.
no.
I'm not going to be opposed to it. I mean, Vegas Mania. I think
Come on, man.
one thing about Vegas. People want to come to Vegas anyway. You know what I mean? People want to, that's not from the States. Just say, for instance, they want to get to Vegas, and giving them a reason to come to Vegas. Oh my God, man, that city would be blown. Is it enough room in Vegas?
Oh, there's enough room.
That's the question.
There's enough room.
That's the question right there. Is it enough room in Vegas for WrestleMania? The Strip ain't big enough to hold all them people. I'm serious, man. Come on, I'm serious. It would be
It's big
so
enough.
crowded at the MGM Grand. Just the Grand would be so crowded for that weekend. It would be nuts. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how much money would be made in Vegas? How much revenue that would bring to the city? Oh my God, man. It would be nuts. They might have to have a 3-day event and make Mania 3 days instead of 2 days. Hey guys, stick around. We gotta take a quick break. You in the Hall of Fame. We got a whole lot to talk about. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. A lot going on out in the world of sports and entertainment. And I guess we might as well talk about it. Where should we start, man? Where should we start?
I think that with the why don't we start on a positive note? Last night, AEW had their big Dynasty pay-per-view, their first one that they've ever had. It was from St. Louis. seemed to be a success from people talking on the internet. I didn't get a chance to watch the entirety of the show. I did see highlights this morning when I woke up. But the big news, Swerve is the new AEW World Champion. A lot of people really excited about that. He's kind of had a groundswell of support organically from the people. And finally, he went out there and cashed in against Samoa Joe last night. He's the new AEW World Champion. What do you think about Swerve as the main man over there in AEW?
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Swerve's a hell of a worker. He deserves it. Guy been grinding for a long time, and now just to have that putting, you put to rest to where you ain't got to think about it anymore. Is, am I going to be, are they going to look at me as a representative of this company? You know what I mean? Am I world championship material? Is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Like with me, everybody asks a question, man. When is the black guy going to win the WWE championship? Yeah, that question is asked for. Now he don't have to think about that at all. He's crossed that threshold. He's the world heavyweight champion now, and he's proved that he is, just as good as anybody in the world. And I believe that too. And I'm not just saying that. Swerve is damn good worker. So for me, I'm proud of Swerve Strickland. I saw him in the airport about 2-3 months ago, and we chopped it up for a minute. We talked about, him being over in AEW, him talking about how happy he was, in that position over there as well. And now to see him get his flowers, I'm just as happy for him myself.
I was thrilled to wake up and see that news. I think like everybody, there's very few things, as we've found out, that the wrestling world can all agree upon. And all be excited about at the same time. And I'm not saying everybody is, but the overwhelming support, 95+% of the wrestling world is excited to see Swerve. I mean, this was a guy who very few times, and I know we're going to be talking about some of the WWE releases that occurred on Friday evening, but very few times is somebody let go and you're like, oh man, what were they thinking? Right? I mean, sometimes when they're let go, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that. They weren't really useful. But Swerve, I saw as a superstar that could have really been something huge in the WWE. And then when he went over to AEW, I was like, okay, let's see what happens with him. And he just is one of those guys who continued to go out there, put on high-level matches, great performer, entertaining on the mic, all those boxes that we talk about that need to be checked. And to go out there and have a match, with Samoa Joe, who I know that you and Joe had a legendary battle where you kind of passed the torch in some respects to him at that Victory Road show here in Houston. And now look at him paying it forward. He's in that same position that you were, main event, giving it back to the next generation. And Swerve Strickland, I think, is going to have a hell of a run with that championship. And, I can't wait to see him in front of 50, 60, 70,000 people at All In Wembley in a few months defending that title. And, he likened the moment to Kofi Kingston and Kofi Mania at the press conference, talked about how impactful of a moment at WrestleMania 35 that was for Kofi. He's saying it's kind of a similar feeling for him on the AEW side of things.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually watched a little bit of that Squirrel, and just saw him talking about, how proud he is, to be in this moment, watching Kofi, do it. And it wasn't such a generational gap before he actually had a chance to do it too. It seemed like Kofi just did it not too long ago, and boom, now he's doing it. So that shows a whole lot of improvement as far as, the brothers coming up in the game. And the one thing I've always said about this business, because a lot of people always say, why doesn't companies, like WWE, companies like AEW have, more black representation? Why haven't we had more black world champions? In that position. And the thing is, this has always been my thing and my reasoning why it hasn't been a whole lot of blacks in that position, because it hasn't been a whole lot of black guys that have worked at that level of Swerve Strickland. You know what I mean? Or myself, other black guys who've gotten in that position. I don't think we want that championship just handed to us because we're black. I think we want that championship because we're just as good as anybody in the locker room, and we want to be looked at as just as good as anybody in that locker room. That's why when I look at Swerve Strickland, I say, this kid deserves it because he's just as good as anybody in that damn locker room. Now,
Thanks.
that's just my take on, why it hadn't been, a whole lot of, successful black wrestlers in this business because, I feel like to get to that level, you got to be the best. You got to be the best at it, no doubt. And I'm looking forward to seeing Carmelo Hayes cash in. I'm looking forward to seeing Trick Williams cash in. But I'm not going to put the title on Trick Williams right now, just because I wouldn't want to put him in that position where he couldn't thrive and take it to the next level because he wasn't truly ready for that moment. Carmelo, do I want to put him in that moment right now? Do I want to give him a shot? Hell yeah. Will he win it? Maybe, maybe not. But is he ready for that moment? Yes, I think he is. Just because he's just as good as anybody in the locker room. Just give him a chance. That's what I'm looking for more than anything. That's why I appreciate Strickland and what he's done.
Yeah, and you know what? To me, Book, in a lot of ways, when you think about what you were just saying, when you won the world title for the first time in WCW.
Oh, hell, I was better than everybody in the locker room.
You took the words out of my mouth. But you had the same thing Swerve did in this particular instance of like a overwhelming groundswell of support from the fan base, and you were top 2, top 3 workers in the world at the time, right?
Yeah.
Maybe top 2, not 2, right? And it's not just from, and I understand what you're saying, and I understand the cultural significance for Swerve to be the first black AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But like you said, he didn't get the title just because of that, right?
Oh.
That wasn't a factor. The factor was he's the guy. He's the one who should have it. Well, and you can almost liken it back to Kofi, but you could also liken it back to when Daniel Bryan got past the ball, right? He was the best in the company. The fans wanted to see it.
Yeah.
He got the title at the biggest stage in the main event. He was the world champion. And it's the same thing for Swerve. So I feel what you're saying. And again, just one of those few moments to where I feel like the whole wrestling world was like, yep, got it right. That's the guy.
Yeah. Big ups for sure. Swerve. I'm not going to even say anything to what people might try to take it out of context or anything, but big ups for Swerve. Yeah. Well, I'm serious.
No, I know. They're always looking for a headline.
Yeah.
Always.
And me personally, I'm gonna give you some headlines today. I just do. I just didn't want to do it, in that moment right there, because I don't want to take nothing away from Swerve. Not one iota of shine that he's getting put on him right now. I don't want to mess with his flowers, in any way, shape, or form. So like I said, only thing I want to say about Swerve is congratulations on becoming the AEW champion. And I'm gonna leave black out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that shouldn't have any relevance or significance, in a company like AEW, because they just got started. You know what I mean?
Like a 50-year
it took 5 years,
right?
but I just want to congratulate Swerve for becoming the world champion, because that's a moment, man. That's a moment in a young wrestler's career where he's going to be able to look back and I was listening to Iceman King Parsons talk. And he was talking about winning the heavyweight championship against Kerry Von Erich in Texas Stadium. And he say, I did that before all them boys. I did it before all of them. Ron Simmons, The Rock, them boys down in Houston. I did it for all of them. And it's something that they ain't never gonna be able to take away from me. And I said, you damn right, Iceman.
Pretty good Iceman. Pretty good Iceman.
They never gonna be able to take it away. I think it's the bottom lip,
something like that. You gotta.
It's the mud bone effect, Yeah. Nah, man. But big ups to Swerve, man. We gotta take another break, man. You inside the Hall of Fame with Brad Gill, man. Brad Gilmore, Booker T. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Booker T, 6-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer, and I'm here with my main man, Brad Gilmore, on the Hall of Fame podcast. And today we're talking about something that's been a game changer for us, and that's HelloFresh.
That's right, Booker. Whether you're looking to save money, eat better, or stress less in the new year, HelloFresh has got you covered. We're talking about farm-fresh ingredients, chef-crafted recipes, and the best part, it's all delivered right to your doorstep.
You know, Brad, I used to stress about meal planning, especially with my busy schedule. But with HelloFresh, man, I'm whipping up quick, tasty meals in no time. And my favorite has got to be their 15-minute recipes. Man, who knew I could cook a gourmet meal that fast?
Absolutely, Book. But let's talk about variety. HelloFresh has over 45 dinner options each week. So that's right. There's going to be no more recipe boredom. Plus, they've got calorie smart and protein smart options, perfect for keeping those New Year's resolutions in check.
And you know, Brad, as a family man, I'm sitting down for dinner with my crew, and it's important. HelloFresh, quick and easy meals have made that reality. Even on the busiest nights, it's just convenient. It's bringing the family together.
And don't forget, breakfast fans, HelloFresh is hooking you up, the listeners of the Hall of Fame podcast, with free breakfast for life. That's right, a free breakfast item with every delivery. Now, that's a sweet deal to wake up to.
Y'all heard it here first. Go to HelloFresh.com/BookerFree and use the code, man, BookerFree, to get your free breakfast for life. Remember, one breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. Oh, yeah, man.
That's HelloFresh.com/BookerFree with the code BookerFree. Don't miss out on America's #1 meal kit.
Join us in making cooking fun, easy, and absolutely delicioso. It's HelloFresh. You got it. Oh, yeah. Can you dig it, sucker?
It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We just chopping it up. You all right, Doc? You all right?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I just look at, Twitter during the break, and I'm like, is there anything happening in real time that we could talk about?
What's happening out there?
Oh, I don't know. Your old cohort Goldberg didn't have the nicest things to say about AEW in a new interview. I guess he was asked, would you join the AEW roster? And he said, I talked to Tony Khan a number of times throughout the past, but this is where you're going to get the most blunt answer you're going to get from me. The product is too cheesy. The product's way too cheesy. It doesn't deserve to have, whatever I mean. Now you're going to get me really going. But if there's a comparable, viable option as a competitor that would allow me to still look myself in the mirror after I was a member of their roster, then yeah, it would be a consideration. But AEW, not a chance.
Hey,
Goldberg saying no to the AEW. There are a lot of rumors, actually, like I think this time last year about Goldberg
would
going to
not, Goldberg would not fit in AEW. That's just me.
What's he going to do over there?
I mean, it's nothing. That's what I mean. It's nothing for him to do there, but just beat up guys. You just have to beat up. He have to beat up the whole roster. I mean, he's not getting pinned by anyone. That's not going to happen.
Goldberg, Jack Perry. Book it.
I like that.
Book it. Book it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just don't see him as a fit over there. I just don't see. It's just not a fit for me.
No, he'd be out of place. It's like Wardlow's out of place over there.
Wardlow is a little out of place. Wardlow's a little bit more.
Everybody else on the roster, and you see Wardlow, you go, wait a minute, what this guy come from, and why he's not the champion?
It feels like
what I mean, right? Am I right on that?
No, I agree.
I'm serious. I mean, I'm not, not hating on anybody or anything like that, but I'm just saying, when you put Wardlow in the picture and you got, a lot of these other guys, you go, man, who's this guy? Why isn't he not, top dog here? Wait a minute, he got beat by who?
Well, and the thing is, I don't know if the AEW fan base would want to see Goldberg. Like, it's just that, like, to me, not that he doesn't have an appeal to wrestling fans. That's not what I'm saying, but just like that, it just doesn't seem like an audience. Last night at the pay-per-view, they were chanting at Chris Jericho to retire. So if they don't want to see Jericho, which is like an AEW guy, they don't want to see Jericho, why would they want to see Goldberg?
Wow,
You know what I mean?
wow. That audience, man. That audience is fickle. They can
Very.
love you, and they can love you and hate you, and boom, like that. I mean, do you remember? Not even a year ago, everybody in unison was singing that Judas song,
Yeah.
and it was the biggest thing in the. I don't know. Has Chris changed his persona? Is he a heel now? Is he a babyface or what?
You know, he kind of goes. I think he's technically a heel. I think right now.
I don't know. Maybe that's it. When he was doing the song, everybody he was babyface, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was, he was doing the angle with who was it?
MJF.
Was it MJF or Sammy? And he had Sammy Guevara with him too, right?
Yeah. He's had a few things going on.
Yeah. So it had a vibe to it, and everybody was singing, and everybody seemed like they was off into Chris Jericho. And you telling me just a couple of nights ago they was telling him to retire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, Jericho did win the FTW championship against Hook. Perhaps they wanted to see Hook.
What is the FTW title?
It's not a real title. I mean, from my understanding, the lineage of the belt goes back to Taz, which is, Taz. Hook is Taz's kid.
Yeah.
But it came from ECW times, and I think it was just kind of like the $1 Million Championship, or like.
What does FTW mean?
F the world.
Okay.
F the world.
Like it's like the BMF.
Like the BMF.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Now here's something. Here's something I want to get your reaction to. You know what Jericho's calling himself though. And by the way, let me say this about Jericho. Without Chris Jericho, there wouldn't be an AEW. I think that's pretty well known, right? I mean, without Jericho,
I think it would still be AEW.
Without Jericho, no. Without Jericho, the Bucks, and Cody, there's no AEW.
I think you can't put them all together. I think.
Yes, you can.
I think one without all the other. I think we still have AEW. I think you got the Young Bucks, you got Cody. I think we got AEW. I think you got Young Bucks and Chris Jericho without Cody. I think we got AEW. I think if we got no Cody, no Chris Jericho, and just the Young Bucks, we got AEW.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I really do. And the reason why is because of Tony Khan. Tony Khan got more of a connection with the Young Bucks in this generation than he does with the latter. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But what I was going to ask you is, you know what Jericho's calling himself now?
The Pain Maker?
No.
Lionheart?
No.
What?
The Learning Tree. That reminds me of you. Set under the Learning Tree.
I mean, yeah.
It's a good gimmick.
I mean, I like it.
It's a good gimmick.
I like it. I mean, he's a guy of wisdom and knowledge.
You know what I think? When I think about it, though, Jericho Goldberg might be the only match that you could make for Bill.
I mean, it would be, but it's many years past. Anybody really wanted to see that?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there again, let me put an asterisk by that. I could be wrong.
Booker don't want any smoke from anybody right now. All right.
What?
No, I agree. I agree with you. I just don't know. For let me ask you this about Goldberg. I mean, to me, someone who had the stature and the prominence of Bill Goldberg, I feel like, unless it's some big, one-off production show, kind of like Ric Flair's thing, which I don't see Bill doing. I mean, to me, it's like a WWE or nothing, right?
No, you know what? No. I take that back. It might be since you just said that, coming off what you said, it could be a great one-off for Bill Goldberg if he was doing it like in Wembley in front of 70,000 people, and he wanted to have that last match, and he pull a Lenny Poffo. He bring the guy that he want to work with. He do that. He do pull a Sid Vicious, like when he came down to the Global Wrestling Federation and worked me and my brother. He brought a buddy of his who wasn't even in the business. We worked. He got a chance to look at us, see who we had. Next thing you know, we got. So I mean, something like that. Because you know this. Tony Khan will pay a grip for that.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be an easy night for Goldberg to finish it up, to have his one last match. He can call one of, he can call, hey, Sting, you want to do this with me? Sting, can you come out of retirement and do this with me one more time? It's the last one. All right. How big would that be? It would be huge. You know what I mean? So a one-off is the only way I see Goldberg being over there. Other than that, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Well, he thinks it's too cheesy anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's different than what he's normally, usually being a part of. Let's just say that.
Well, you know who I thought was too cheesy was Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia went out there and put it on Devin Haney.
Devin Haney. I mean? Bill Haney, I know he's got to feel real, real bad. Right now. The old man got to feel like, man, because the press conference, he was talking about all kind of stuff, put the women and get children to bed. I told my son to go out and try to kill this guy. That's what Bill Haney said.
I saw a lot of this.
He said, I told and this is what's crazy. It ain't him going out and doing it. He told his son to go out and do it. That's just, what kind of father is that? What kind of dad is that, man? When you tell your son, go out and kill him because of the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? Not the way he feels about the guy. The way you feel about him, you want him dead.
Yeah.
My God, man. What is this? You know what? Ryan Garcia played a hell of a role leading up to this fight, because everybody thought he was crazy. They thought, he needed help. They literally thought, he needed some professional help. They were worried about his well-being. And he literally played everybody like a fool and went out there and beat this guy up like he stole something. And the thing is, it's not the first time he beat up Devin Haney. He beat up Devin Haney when he was 16 years old. And I think he beat up Devin Haney when he was like 14 or 13 years old. So this is not something that's new. It's just a guy that's been a better fighter, I think, since day one. It goes to show you the high IQ of Tank Davis. It goes to show you how good Tank Davis really, truly, really, really is, to not get hit by one of those shots. And Devin Haney got hit by several. That's all it shows.
He got dropped 3 times.
Yeah. From a fight analyst, that's the only thing it shows me. Tank Davis' fight IQ is well above and beyond most of those guys that's fighting in that division. But Ryan Garcia, big ups for going out there, getting yourself back on track, putting yourself right back in the game, responded in grand fashion by 3, knocking Haney down three times with that left hook. Man, dynamite, man. We got to take a break. Guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, are you aware of how exposed your personal information is online? Hi, I'm Booker T alongside Brad Gilmore, and we've delved into the digital realm to discover just how much our privacy data is out there for the taking. You'd be surprised, or maybe even alarmed, at what we found. We did a simple Google search of our name and email addresses, and the results were eye-opening. Our personal information, from full name to home addresses and even health records, was all laid to bear. It's unsettling to think that this information can be sold to data brokers, making us a target for scammers and spammers.
And Book, that's where Aura comes in. A service we've both been using and genuinely endorse. Aura scans these data brokers and reveals who's selling your information, then helps you opt out automatically. When I checked my Aura account, I was shocked to see the number of brokers that had my details on file. But it's not just about reducing spam. This is about safeguarding our digital lives. Hackers can exploit this information to breach our social media, bank accounts, and more. Aura's comprehensive protection, which includes antivirus, VPN, password management, and even identity theft insurance, offers a robust shield against these intrusions.
Think of it this way. You wouldn't secure just the front door of your home and leave the back door wide open, right? That's why relying on a piecemeal solution isn't enough. Aura provides an all-encompassing security suite that's always on, ensuring my peace of mind.
We're not just talking about protection, we're talking about convenience. All of these features come in one package, easy to set up without the hassle of juggling multiple apps.
So, if you value your privacy as much as we do, consider giving Aura a try. Guys, visit aura.com/Booker T to start your 2-week free trial. It's time to take control of your online presence and secure your digital world. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Just talking about that boy Ryan Garcia. Just beat up on Devin Haney. Walked away with a, you know what? The decision was whack also.
Why you say that?
I mean, because one judge said it was a draw. How stupid is that? I mean, Paola. I get you. I mean,
Somebody's on. I mean, to me,
yeah, but I mean, you gotta get knocked
somebody's
down.
got to be on payroll.
Gotta get knocked down 3 times. That's 3 10-8 rounds right there. All right. So you telling me that's all he did in the fight? Just knocked this guy down. I mean, after he knocked him down, the guy was weary. I mean, he was concussed. He was fighting the guy that was concussed. You telling me the guy that was concussed, who got hit in the head and the brain like jelly just all over the place, actually tied with the guy who did all that right there boggles my mind when we have judges like this judging these fights, man. But Ryan Garcia, there again, big ups for going out there and taking care of your business. I never really thought Devin Haney was that great of a fighter anyway. I really did. I really thought Vasily Lomachenko was robbed when he fought him. Okay? Vasily Lomachenko beat the hell out of Devin Haney. I don't know what the judges was watching. I don't know if they was on something or what. There again.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the scorecard too. I mean, the judge, Max DeLuca is his name, who scored the fight.
Who's been judging forever.
112 to 112. He had 3 10-8 rounds notated down. Now there was one point deducted in the 7th round for Ryan Garcia, but that's still, I don't see how you can math that unless he just looked at a different fight than everybody else. Perhaps it's possible.
Yeah. I don't know.
Perhaps it's possible. Let me not make assumptions, but geez, man, I don't see how you can do that a draw.
No, I don't see it. I don't see how you can make that a draw either. But thank God for the other 2 judges who got it right, because I know this fight game is it's crooked. It's a crooked game. And if they could have done anything to hell on the Devin Haney's, just that record, they would have did it. I mean, if this fight would have been remotely close, we would have had some shenanigans. But thank God that didn't happen, and Ryan Garcia got the win, and as well as he should have. I can't wait to get back out to Vegas, going down May 4th. Canelo Alvarez against Jaime Munguia. Oh yes, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be like a mariachi out there going crazy. You know what I'm saying? The people, it's gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be kind of like that Pacquiao fight where it was in my ear all night, man. Bing, 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 bing. It's gonna be a bunch of that going on. I cannot wait. Cinco de Mayo is going down. Canelo versus Munguia. Oh yes.
Well, BT, you know, we're going to be talking a lot of boxing here coming up in the next couple weeks. Obviously, being there live in Las Vegas is going to be something to witness in person. But, you know, I wanted to ask you, you know, sometimes after WrestleMania, unfortunately, there are a few people who, you know, get cut from the WWE roster. I know we recently had some AEW cuts, and today the cuts continued, as well as from last week. Some of the big names: Veer and Sangha, Xia Li, Jinder Mahal, and this today they released Von Wagner.
Wait a minute, Von's gone.
Von Wagner, according to SEScoops.com, has been released. And who? I mean, some of these, like, to me, huh?
Just Von.
Vaughn, just Vaughn so far from what we know. But I mean, let me ask you, to me, Jinder Mahal is former WWE champion. Most recently, we saw him on Monday Night Raw challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship a couple weeks before that, doing a tussle with The Rock on the microphone. Um, what they had with Indashir, I thought was something special, and you could really make something out of that tag team. It was kind of a throwback act, but in a lot of ways, it was of its era. What do you think about Jinder and the rest of that little group getting let go?
Well, I like the hell out of Veer and Sangha, man.
Awesome.
I hated when they left NXT. I really wanted those. I really needed those guys in NXT for a little bit longer. But I know Veer had been there for a while, so they just couldn't keep him in NXT forever. Veer had that. I don't know. He had something. He had like a star quality about him, but it was hard to get the real work out of him. I understand that too. Veer was like a throwback wrestler.
Yes.
Back, like back in the day where he didn't have to do a whole lot and he still could get over. It's kind of like an Iron Sheik, even though the Iron Sheik had a bigger repertoire, a bigger move set than someone like Veer. But I hate to see those guys go, man. Sangha, monster, man, monster. But there again, wrestling has changed. You know what I mean? Guys like Veer and Sangha, we don't see a whole lot of them, these days in wrestling. Kind of like, well, we see a few, not as many, like the Viking Raiders or whatever. Jinder Mahal, man, Jinder's, he's had his ups and downs, man. It's not the first time Jinder's been let go.
Yeah.
Right? He's been let go before he went out there. He reinvented himself and made his way back. And I thought we was seeing the best version of Jinder that we had seen. Jinder was always about, the controversy more than his wrestling, I think. I think the way people looked at the modern day Maharaja, I think was, his stick, his gimmick, his game, and I'm going to be sad to, not see Jinder as a part of the company, but that's just part of life, man. You go from one job to another one. When one door closes, another one, should open. So hopefully doors are open for all of these guys.
Yeah, and to me, I've always been a big proponent of Jinder Mahal. I thought that, that's he's solid. In my opinion, everything he does is solid. I've always liked him, whether he's on the mic, whether he's a manager, whether he's doing a promo, whether he's in the ring. His run as WWE champion, to me, I enjoyed. I like that they took the chance on him too and try to catapult somebody into that main event spot. He had a main event look, big guy, deceptively big. Honestly, if you see Jinder in person, he's a tall guy. He's a big guy.
Okay.
And to me, that always plays in this business. So I hate to see him go as well. I would love to see him at Reality Wrestling. Can I throw that out there?
I'm sure he'll make an appearance. At Reality Wrestling. I'm sure.
I'd love to see him in Reality Wrestling.
Yeah.
Last time he was at Reality Wrestling, it was Summer Champions 1. We're coming up on Summer Champions 10.
Yeah.
Would love to have an appearance from Jinder. Just throwing that out there.
Jinder, if you hey, look here, your 90 days will be up by then.
It'll be done. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Yeah.
The other person, Xia Li, I really like Xia Li. I thought she had a cool gimmick, cool entrance, great in-ring worker. This is the first female superstar from China. So she, you always talk about Booker having a country behind you.
Oh yeah.
Very marketable, very beautiful girl. I mean, to me, her work was great. I thought that this was one where, I think under the last regime, she had kind of some start and stop kind of pushes there for a little while, trying to figure out what to do with her exactly. And that might have been, just kind of what did her in, because I thought this is somebody who's got everything. Everything.
I didn't know a whole lot about Xia Li. I know she came through NXT for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was just, I don't know. I thought they were just bringing her in NXT just to, highlight her more than anything. That's what I thought that was for. And then, you get this kind of news as far as, she got let go. But there again, it's just part of the game. I've been fortunate enough to not have had to, go through that. So I really don't know, what the feeling is or anything like that. But I do know this. if you good at what you do, you're gonna get picked up somewhere. Somebody's gonna call you. That's the last thing that you're gonna have to worry about is a job. When you're good at what you do. So the guys that's good at what they do, they'll be all right. Trust me, they'll be all right. They'll be just fine.
And what do you think about Von Wagner? I know that was somebody down there in NXT who you've talked about a lot. What do you think about him no longer being with the company?
Man, that one I didn't see coming. You know what I mean? I didn't see coming. I don't know. I've been there, going on 2 years now. I know Von's been there, longer than I've been there. I don't know if you can look that up.
I'm trying to find his info
how
right
long
now.
Wagner been in NXT. I don't know if that was one of those things to where, like, just say, for instance, I know WWE now from what I was just reading.
2019.
2019. From what I was reading, like some of the budget cuts, it wasn't just. Some of the guys that let go, it wasn't just because of budget cuts. It was sometimes it was because they didn't have anything for them in creative or the duration of time that they had been there. And I've said this many, many times. If you're in NXT more than 3 years, you've been there way too long. Me personally, as a coach, as a trainer, as a businessman, and I'm looking to build my roster, and I'm looking at for the talent, like I say, give me 10 Sami Zayns. You know what I mean? I'm looking for guys that I know that I can run through this system and I can get them out of here pretty quick. I don't need guys in NXT for three years or more. I just don't. That's just the way I see that system running and running at its best. Because just say, for instance, back in the day, NXT, some of those guys have been there for years. How long was Brendan in NXT? How long was Brendan there? 7 years.
Some maybe.
Brendan was in an NXT system for at least 6 years before he went to the main roster.
Yeah.
Duke Hudson. How long has Duke been there?
Duke's been there a second.
Duke's been there a second, and I want to see Duke move to the main roster. He's a guy that I feel like that can make it to the main roster and do well on the main roster. But I just feel like the system there is not, built for guys. It's just like reality wrestling. We're not looking to keep guys in reality wrestling. We want to get them out of the ones that can make it up out of there. We want them out of there as quick as we possibly can, as well as the ones that's not that can't get out of there. Man, how much longer are they going to stay in reality wrestling? Because we're looking for the best.
Right. No, I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Man, we're way over on the break, man. What do you need to keep me straight, man? Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back. You got to do some editing. Now you got to do some editing. We'll be back in a minute. And it's Booker T, 6-time world champion, my man Brad Gilmore from Manscaped. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is here. And let me tell you, it's got futuristic tendencies included in this bundle, guys. Brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose and hair trimmer, and essentials aftercare products like the Crop Soother, the Bald Aftershave Lotion, and the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, and 2 free gifts. Oh, yes!
That's right, Book. Their 5th generation lawnmower features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. And did I mention it's waterproof too? Manscaped, they did us a favor, Book. All the listeners of the Hall of Fame, and they threw in 2 free gifts: the Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. Resolutions may come and go, but a well-groomed you is here to stay with Manscaped's latest and greatest.
Yeah, and start the new year off right, because when you look good, you feel good. Manscaped help you sculpt the best version of yourself for the year ahead. New year and new you, and definitely a new trimmer. Manscaped got your grooming resolutions covered. Guys, get 20% off and free shipping with the code Booker at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code Booker. Happy New Year to your balls. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Like I say, man, you got to do some editing. You fix that. You fix it, you know. But back inside the Hall of Fame, talking about guys that are no longer with the WWE. And like I said earlier, those guys are going to be all right. All those guys are going to be all right. This business right now is fluid. It's as big as it's ever been. As big as it really truly is, big as it's ever been. And if you're a talent, just on the independent scene alone, you can make a living. It really is that good out there. So guys, take care of your business. Reality wrestling, hit me up.
Yes, of course. Hit us up. You know, it's interesting you say that, because to me, if you can be an addition to a roster and help that company bring in extra dinero, there's always a spot for you, right? And that was what the Undertaker was on his show, 6 Feet Under, or Mark Calloway, I guess I should say. I don't know what to call him. It's 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway, but he's the Undertaker. I don't know what to say. What do you call him?
Yeah.
You call him Mark, I'm sure. Do you call him Take?
Yeah.
Call him Take? Anyway,
Yeah.
Undertaker's on his show. They were talking about, just people adding value to a roster. And then they got into a conversation about how there was a rumor back in the day people were brought in to WWE sometimes just to make them look a certain way or things like that. And Taker was talking about how ridiculous that is. And if you're a great worker and you can bring money in to the business, you're obviously valuable. Let me play the clip and I want to hear your reaction.
You bring people in to make your product better.
If you can make money, you can draw money.
Yeah.
Look at Booker T.
Yeah. I mean, he came from, WCW, and, you look at his WWE resume, it's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
Taker was talking there too about, guys maybe coming in from other companies, and maybe if you go to AEW or what have you, you can still be valuable to WWE. But I wanted to ask you kind of what do you think about people? Did you hear that rumor back in the day of like, oh, they're only bringing in WCW guys to make us look bad? Did you ever hear that before?
No, I never heard that. But I tell you what, they wasn't looking for guys that wasn't ready to grind. I can tell you that. They was looking for guys that was, that was going to work up to their level. Like I say, coming from WCW, of course, it was a war. A lot of those WCW guys that came over, they were going to have to prove themselves. Okay? I mean, they were going to have to, they wasn't going to get a free ride. There wasn't going to be a free meal or anything like that. They were going to have to earn everything that they got in WWE. So I don't think it was about burying the guys that was coming from WCW, but the guys that were coming from WCW, they weren't going to get anything handed to them at all. They would have to work for it. And I look at myself when I came into WWE. I think I was put under a lot of situations, put in a lot of situations and put under a lot of pressure because I had to perform. I had to perform right off the bat. I was thrown right in the cooker with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sink or swim.
First night.
Yeah, you sink or swim, kid. And see how good you really are, Don't think I wasn't nervous about that situation, but I was like, I know what my job is. I'm going to go out here and get my job done, and boom, that's it. I'm try to, go out here and effectively pull it off properly at the same time. But did I think for one moment that they were trying to bury me? No, I don't think so. I think that was I being tested? Was I being tested? Yes, I think I was being tested. I think everybody that came from WCW was being tested. And I think I don't know. I don't know what kind of businessman, a lot of people are, how they think from a business perspective. But if you coming into my company, I'm going to test you. I want to see how good you are. And I want to see if you can pass the test. It's just that simple.
But if that person makes you money, you don't give a damn where they came from, right?
If they make me some money, that's why I feel like, with me, I came to WWE. I could have been a part of that whole group that didn't make it. I made it because I brought value to the company, and they knew they was going to make some money off of me because I was going to go out and perform, and I was going to be Johnny on the spot. You didn't have to worry about me being late. You didn't have to worry about me showing up drunk or high and not able to go out and perform and get my job done. Not one time in all of my years. So I was an asset to the company.
And when you look at that initial crop of guys who came in after WCW went down, I'm not talking about the people who let their contract run out and come in a couple years later or whatever the case might be. You're the only one who made it out of that initial crop in the WWE.
Yeah, and that's it's for a reason. I mean, it's not by osmosis or anything. I was prepared for the situation. I knew exactly why I was there. I wanted to test myself as well as they wanted to test me. I wanted to see how good I really was. I wanted to see if I was one of the best workers in the world. I always used to tell the guys, man, I'm top 5 in the world, man. I'm top 5 worker in the world, bar none in any company, no matter where I'm at. I really wanted to test myself to see if I could weather. How many years later? 24 years later now?
Yeah, almost.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I wanted to test myself. Even now, I'm still testing myself. Shucky ducky quack quack. Oh yeah, man. Creating, JD McDonough, that #1 stunner. Braun Breaker, no bread, no water, just meat. Trick Williams. Oh yeah, man. So for me, I want to see how much I can get these guys over. It ain't about me no more. But I'm still testing myself to this day because of the test that they put me through when I first got there.
Well, you know what? And I remember you saying way back in the day, everything's always a test, right? Everything's always a test. And it looks like you've been passing it. Let me ask you this, before we have to go to another break, and then we're almost time over with the show today. Before we do that, Tiffany Stratton, there's a lot of buzz now on the internet that Tiffany
to the nebula, baby, to the nebula. I quote that. That's what I go in that one also.
I got you. That she might really be setting herself up for her first world women's championship run. I know Bayley just got the title, but now Tiffany's inserted into that story over there on SmackDown. Do you think now is Tiffy time, or does Tiffy time need to come a little bit later? Let her cook for a moment on SmackDown before they give her that responsibility.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Tiffany won championship, she would be the fastest rising champion in the history of the business. I really do.
Yeah.
To win a major title like that. And the thing is, I think she's ready for it. I really do. I think you can pull the trigger with Tiffany Stratton right now, and you will not regret it. I really believe that. I believe.
Why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Just watching her maturity in NXT. I read, one of her quotes that she wasn't leaving, and she didn't want to leave NXT too soon. She wanted to make sure she had all of her ducks in a row. She wanted to make sure she was prepared for that moment when she did get to the main roster. And that, just saying that from a young person perspective, let me know a whole lot about her. Coming from her background, not being a wrestling fan per se, and not being a wrestling fanatic per se, and then to find herself in the business being able to do it so well, it just lets me know that her brain is thinking totally different than a lot of individuals in this business, as well as being a beautiful young woman. Man, she is so, well equipped as far as being able to go out there and get down and dirty in the middle of that ring. She's got everything. She's the total package right now. That's why I say you can pull the trigger with Tiffany Stratton and you will not regret it. I know we got to take a break. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Every time I come here, I just have so much fun. I go home and we just can't stop talking about it till we come back.
The whole roster, top to bottom, star-studded guys.
We drove 12 hours from Atlanta just to come see One Missile for the World. It's one of the premier independent wrestling promotions across America. It's a well-oiled machine, and there's a lot of good talent. It's very rare on in these shows to see so much talent on one show.
The organization that he has right now, I think and truly believe that it's one of the best organizations out there.
Brian Keith is 15 feet in the air! Brian Keith up top!
A lot of fun, a lot of good athletes,
good wrestlers, good family fun.
I've been around with a lot of the other independent groups, but this to me is a very, very top and first-class operation.
Reality of wrestling, one word, heart. And that's what Booker T is bringing to Houston. It's already special.
He's created opportunity, and he's creating great talent, as you guys well know.
Can't make it happen without these young people, without the fans coming out and supporting this thing. This is the flagship of Texas wrestling. This is the beginning of something big. It ain't gonna stop.
It's the best damn promotion in the country right now. The best independent promotion in the country. The best talent, the best coach and teacher that there ever was. And this is where it's at right here in the reality of wrestling. Believe that.
Oh my goodness! A Davidson driver!
It's very professional. It's a very good production. Booker's doing it right. I really enjoyed being a part of it.
Oh, what a rush!
The future of wrestling is reality of wrestling. That's the reality of the situation.
I'm Roddy Piper, and you're watching Reality of Wrestling. Be there, be square, babe.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You are listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. I love that clip, man. I love that clip right there. Seeing Animal, Roddy Piper, all the old boys in there, Bob Holly, representing reality of wrestling, man. Just let you know how far we have really come with reality of wrestling, guys. We've got a big show going down on the 11th. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to get shut out. We got Lexus King in the house, as well as Top Dollar from TNA. Going to be in the house. Lexus King, of course, from NXT Superstar, man. So, guys, come out and check him out. Make sure you get your tickets. Go to realityofwrestling.com. You can choose your seat. Those seats going to be going quick. Last month, a standing room only. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to get shut out. You want a seat. You do want a seat. But if you don't get one, you still to pay to get in the house. So, guys, come check us out May 11th.
May 11th, going down, No Limits, Reality Wrestling, No Limits. Some big matches going to be planned for that we'll announce here the next couple of weeks or so. Hey, Book, I want to ask you about, did you see, and I know we have super chats, and I know we're about to get out of here, but I wanted to ask you, did you see what's a former WWE superstar has been saying out there? Ronda Rousey been promoting her book, and she had some interesting comments about Logan Paul that then Logan Paul responded to. Did you see any of this stuff?
I didn't see the response. I saw the first portion.
Well, so Ronda was talking about her kind of some of her gripes in WWE. One of the things that she really
wanted to prepare for matches more, not having enough time.
To prepare more.
Yeah. Matches could be a lot better if guys had more time to prepare, stuff like that. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, well, her exact quote was, "My first match with them was incredible because we had 6 weeks to rehearse.
God, 6
the
weeks.
Best minds in the business coming and putting in their 2 cents, and it was an instant classic. Then we never did that again.
Instant classic don't take 6 damn weeks to make. Okay, let's just get that out there. But go ahead. I'm sorry. You got me a little hot right there. But go ahead."
She says, "Why isn't this the model?" That's what they're doing with Logan
Damn it,
Paul.
we ain't got 6 weeks to be waiting on one damn match to be an instant classic. That's why. I'm just answering the questions while we going. Just keep it rolling.
That's what they're doing with Logan Paul, and he's having these fantastic performances.
I don't think that's what they're doing with Logan Paul, giving him damn 6 weeks to work on a match. This guy's damn talented. That's what he is. This guy is he sees this business from a deja vu perspective, almost like he's been here before. That's how good Logan Paul is and been from his first match. Keep it going.
Look at what you guys can do when you actually put organization and effort into things. It blows my mind that this billion-dollar company is succeeding in spite of itself in so many ways. That's what she said about Logan, saying Logan's doing well and everyone's, over the moon about him because he's getting all this time to prepare his match.
That's not true at all. Logan is not getting more time than anybody else to go out. This guy, that's ridiculous. How does she know what his schedule is? The thing is, she's not even a part of the business anymore. I respect Ronda Rousey for everything that she has done, but to be talking about having 6 damn weeks to work on a match and it was an instant classic, that's the most. That's an unbelievable statement. Let's just say that. That's
It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement, and
It's
I'm like you.
It's a ridiculous statement. It really is.
I'm like you.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say I'm like you. I have a lot of respect for Ronda Rousey. What she did in the female MMA in a lot of ways probably wouldn't be where it is today without.
I got a lot of respect for what she accomplished in professional wrestling too.
And then what she was able to do, especially in that first run in WWE, was extraordinary. Especially this match that she's talking about, this first match with her and Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie. Yes, it was incredible. It was one of, if not the best match or the most talked about match on that WrestleMania card that year. I think it was 34. But look, this business is 52 weeks a year, right? You have Monday Night Raw, you got Tuesday night NXT, you got Friday night SmackDown, you got pay-per-views sometimes on Saturdays. There's no way that anybody can get 6 weeks, even 2 weeks, to work on every single match that they're going to go out there.
A week.
A week is asking too much.
A week is asking too much. A one week is asking too much. It really is.
So
it's ridiculous.
I think it's a ridiculous claim for her to make. Do I understand her sentiment? Sure. If we had all the time in the world to prepare for everything, yeah, perhaps it would. But it's also not a reality of the industry that we're in. It can't happen. It 52 weeks a year? No, it can't happen.
Most people in this business, I think, understand that. I really do.
Well,
I think most people in this business understand that we have never had 6 weeks to prepare for a match. I think most people understand that we haven't had. My first world championship match, I had 10 minutes to prepare for it. 10 minutes. My best of 7 series with Chris Benoit, we didn't even think about it other than what the finish was. Just go ahead and do it. Let's feel it. And I think we had some instant classics. I really do. You know what I mean? But, working with Bret Hart, I don't remember going over a whole lot working with Bret Hart at all. And Bret and I had some great chemistry together. So many more. And I'm just saying that because that's not normally the way a person in this business mind would even think.
Well, Logan Paul did respond to it, and he said this: I want to approach this from a real mature standpoint because I like Ronda Rousey. What she's done in MMA is incredible. We watched her growing up, snapping arms, and I have a lot of respect for Ronda Rousey. Every time I've met her, it was very amicable. So when she's saying that, I don't think it's a personal attack on me by any means. I don't feel like she's coming after me. I feel like maybe she's using me as an example to express her dissatisfaction with maybe how she was treated in WWE. But I can't speak to that because I don't know how she was treated. I don't think she's a hater. I think she might be unhappy with how her run went in WWE, but I don't really know anything about it. All I know is how hard I work and the facilities and the time I've been given to make my matches as best as possible. Because I think WWE recognizes that when I put in a good match, which will happen every single time I perform, the outcome and the reaction of the fans is immense. It fills the audience. I think I've proven my value both in and out of the ring, on the mic, wrestling. The impressions that I'm delivering to the company are second to none. So he's bigging himself up there, and not taking.
It's true though. I mean, he's not just bigging himself up. He's done a hell of a job.
Oh, he's been
a guy who has zero prior wrestling experience and coming straight into WWE and doing very, very well. I give that dude a big props. But you could tell he's got a lot of natural ability.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell his thoughts coincide with professional wrestling, just because it's all about going out there and being able to tell stories. And this guy seems to sell very well. He seems to go out and show up very well as far as getting his offense in. He actually looked like he's been a part of the business for quite some time. He doesn't look like he's out of place.
No, not one bit.
Now, mind you, he's been in there with some really good workers.
Sure.
And that right there is totally part of the his success. I must say that as well.
Let me say this about Ronda though, because I'm like you. I think her first run was excellent. She took some time off. She settled down, had a child, which congratulations again to her for that. Then came back, And she honestly wasn't met with the same gravity, maybe, and pomp and circumstance, perhaps, from the audience. Because I remember that first run of Ronda, we were excited for every match. We're like, oh my gosh, this is one of the biggest stars in the history of sports, especially from a female perspective, coming into our crazy world of wrestling, and she's doing a hell of a job. And then she came back, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it was from her heart, maybe wasn't in it. The company and her didn't see eye to eye on things. The company didn't treat her the same. I don't know. I'm like Logan. I don't know. But she didn't have the same impact in that second run. And she just kind of seemed like another person on the card. If I'm being honest, this is just from my perspective. And maybe that left a bad taste in her mouth.
I don't know. Well, it seemed like they tried to do something with it. They put it with Shayna Baszler. They put the tag team titles on them. Didn't they?
But no, but did she feel as big as she did the first run?
No. I mean, but what I'm saying is, this business, you're not on top all the time.
Right.
And if you're not from this business, you may not know that. You might feel like, being in the tag team pictures is belittling you. You might. I'm not saying that's what she felt, but I'm just saying, not coming from this world and not having that star treatment all the time, I think that could affect the way that taste you having in your mouth about this situation and what's going on. You don't think that has a lot to do with?
No, I agree with you.
I really do. I think the way you are treated sometimes determine how you feel about a place that at the same time is it great? Is it good? Man, I don't know about this. It could be one of those type of deals. I'm serious. I know we got to take a break, man. We got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Let me tell you something, Cowboys. Trick Williams have never been outnumbered. Look at me, I'm 6'4", 235. Got 8 abs, 3 chains, 2 women, and 2 feet to kick you up and down the ring. You Cowboys better do the math.
Oh, those stats do not lie.
They said 205 pounds on WWE. I don't believe it. And you, dressed in your leather, and your bedazzles, and your white shoes.
You do not.
And all the way.
Oh, here we go. He said it earlier. Texas-sized ass whooping. It's now Trick Williams with that pop-up uppercut.
Yeehaw! Rhinestone Cowboy, here we go!
Trick kick connects to JP Harlow.
Thank you kindly, Trick Williams. Woohoo!
Trick Williams making quick work of JP Harlow and Joey Hyder. As he's right, we still got our main event going on. Coming up next.
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom, we got a speed round with these super chats, man. Let's get the super chats in, bro.
All right, we just have a couple today, but
okay.
This one comes from Big Breezo. Casual boxing fan, who are some boxers that y'all like? Who do you like, Book? Who's in your fave 5 of the boxing world?
Oh man, fave 5 of the boxing world. It's kind of crazy, man. The boxing world right now is kind of all over the place. Heavyweight. I like Anthony Joshua. He's definitely one of my guys who I really think that should be in the big picture, but he's kind of falling off here and there and whatnot. But after his last fight, I think he's back in action. Of course, Tank Davis. One of the guys I really like watching. I like Teofimo. Lopez as well as that kid Benavidez. Benavidez is a monster. And Crawford, that dude right there, Terrence Crawford, is definitely the truth. He is the truth. Spence, I wish I could throw him in that picture, but Crawford beat the brakes off him. So he put him back at the back of the line for right now. But yeah, that might be my 5 right now.
I like Spence still. I
I
like
like
Spence.
Spence. I didn't say I didn't like him. I just say he ain't in the 5.
He's not in the 5. Yeah, I feel you on that. He can't be in the 5. But just because you take one good ass whooping doesn't mean like
He didn't just take a good ass whooping, bro. He took a thrashing.
He got his ass kicked.
He did, yeah.
But I still like Errol.
Yeah,
Crawford's just that good.
Crawford's
You know what I
that
mean?
good. Yeah, and Tank
There's
Davis,
probably no other man in the world who could do that to Errol Spence.
Yeah, you could be you perhaps could be right. Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
We see what that man can do coming back from what he came from. I always got a lot of love from him. Obviously, yeah, I'm with you. Terrence Bud Crawford is high up there for me. I like Anthony Joshua. I'm not in love with him, but I like Anthony Joshua.
I just had to throw a heavyweight in there. I had to throw a heavyweight.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Tank Davis definitely is just sensational. He's just supreme. He's on another level. Let's see who else could we throw out there who we haven't talked about in a while. I don't know. Can we give still some love for the Alabama native? Can we give love to Deontay Wilder?
No,
one time?
no, Deontay.
Can't give any love to Deontay.
He's falling out. He's falling all the way off, man. He's not even like, you know what? I knew I always liked Deontay Wilder. I'm not gonna sit here and say anything bad about him or anything like that. But he's never really been that star that he, wanted to be. He never rose to become that number one guy in boxing. And I remember I saw him at the NFL, when they were doing the Radio Row here.
Radio Row. Mm-hmm.
And I got a chance to, I didn't meet him, but he walked through. Deontay Wilder walked through Radio Row. And nobody didn't even look back or say, hey, what's that? No one was excited to see Deontay Wilder. And I go, man, can you imagine if that was Muhammad Ali walking through here right now? Everybody would be going crazy. Everybody that was doing Radio Row would stop what they're doing. It's like when he was in Detroit and he was walking down the aisle and I got Brian James, Road Dogg, in a real chin lock. Crowd's going crazy. It's Muhammad Ali walking down the aisle. I tell Brian James, just stay right there. It's Muhammad Ali walking down the aisle. And Brian said, turn me around so I can see him. We the boys. We working, we performing. We had to stop, freeze to watch the champ. And it's never been like that with Deontay. He's always been just another guy.
Well, we have Austin Heckett-Swiler just sending some love, and then he follows up and says, does reality wrestling still train referees?
Yeah, man. Yeah, most definitely. Come on down to reality wrestling if you want to be a referee. We'll definitely, get you in the system.
Yeah, and we were just talking about referees a couple weeks ago of just what goes into making a good ref. And there's so many small, I think my respect level for the referee side of the business has gone up immensely in the last decade of just how intricate they can be and how they can make or break a moment and how they can help emphasize things and make things feel bigger and really an integral part of the dance, if you will, right? I mean, they're the beat in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I feel that way. I wouldn't disagree with you.
So, but those are our super chats for the day. But this bit of news just came in. Did you know they're remaking the Naked Gun? Do you know this? Were you a Naked Gun fan?
Well, we know O.J. Simpson won't be in it.
Well, OJ's not going to make this one. OJ's not making this one. This is messed up. It's messed up. But not really. I mean, it's true. He won't make this one.
No, he won't make this one.
It's true. I mean, there's nothing actually messed up about it. It's facts. But they're remaking it. Now, get this trio of people who are going to be in this because it's tied to wrestling. This is why I'm bringing it up. Here's the trio of stars who are rumored to be in the new Naked Gun movie. Liam Neeson is going to lead it. Okay, he's been an action guy, not so much comedy, but action. Liam Neeson.
I can see him doing that.
All right. Pamela Anderson. Hadn't seen Pam in a minute. Pam's trying to make a comeback. Pamela Anderson. And then the third try to that trinity, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, is rumored to be joining the cast.
Okay. All right.
What do you think of that?
Hey, man. Let's see how it play out. Cody getting his first big shot.
Man, it's all coming up Cody lately, isn't it?
Hey, man.
Everything is.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Well, anyway, that's what we got. I just want to we'll let that little bit out there. I mean, Cody Rhodes, but here's the thing. Normally, when a guy's got to shoot a movie, they're off TV for a few weeks.
Yeah, it
He's
might
a
just be a
WWE
spot,
champion.
though. It might not. He may not be shooting a movie. He might just have a spot.
Like a little cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
maybe
won't
he
take
plays
long.
a heavy or something.
Yeah, that won't take long. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
go straight from TV, go do that, go straight back to TV.
Because right now he can't take time off.
No.
It's the hottest he's ever been.
Yeah.
It's the hottest he's ever been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can't take
I mean,
any
but
time
like I said, I don't think I wouldn't imagine Cody would have a starring role or anything in the Naked Gun, but to have a cameo here and there, maybe two, maybe at the most, get me in, get me out, pay me, bang, set me up for the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's all I got today, Book. That's all we got today.
That's all we
gotta
got.
get out of here.
That's all we got, man. We got to get up out of here, man. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Get your champagne, which you're bubbly. And caviar dreams bad. And we appreciate you guys, man. And Brad, all the heavy lifting. We appreciate you. Until next time, we peace. We love you. And we out.